Alright. Pay attention. Okay. Before discussing sickle cell, I will discuss some interesting stories and we'll see other things. Yeah. Actually, yesterday I was discussing about one scientist. Okay. I don't know from where I need to start. Yesterday I made a few mistakes. I will rectify today. Okay. So he's an Indian. He's from Andhra Pradesh. So from my place actually. Okay. So he's from a farmer's family, but they are rich. Okay. He is from a rich family actually. He's from rich family, and it is around year 1901. And he proudly wrote in his book that I came from a silver spoon family. Okay? He born with a silver spoon. That means he's a rich family. Okay? And he proudly said that his father's monthly income is 10 rupees. Okay? Those are the days. 10 rupees is a big amount at that time. Okay? And this family has 8 children. Out of 8 children, the second child's story is this story. Okay? He's really smart. By the age of 7 years, he started solving mathematical problems. Deep, critical mathematical problems are solved at the age of 7. And he started speaking at the age of 2. Okay. Still Michael, my son, you know only Papa, Mama and Coco. Coco Melon short form, okay. But he started speaking by the age of 2. That is a really great thing. And what really surprised me is, by the age of 10, okay, 10 years, he was passed from SSC. SSC is equivalent to 10th class today. Okay, he passed the 10th class by the age of 10. You just imagine how smart he is. Okay, then what he did? He took for undergraduate program in University of Madras, the same university where I graduated from my masters. So in University of Madras, he started studying UG and he took the toughest subject at that time, that is physics. Okay, things are going, everyone discovering new things in physics, like Rutherford, Thomson, atom, electrons. Then Einstein came around 25. Up to 1925, Einstein is just a normal person. Okay, he's doing back end work. At this time, what Raman did is really interesting. By the age of 13, he was graduated from BSc. He graduated by the age of 13 years. Keep in mind, just 13 years and he graduated. By that time, he also published a paper to the Royal Society, to Royal Society Journal. Royal Society Journal or Royal Society means this is the place where Charles Darwin working on evolution. And a big scientist working in Royal Society, and he sent a paper. A 13-year-old kid sent a paper to Royal Society, and his paper is about diffraction, light diffraction. So there is a prism, or light travels in form of waves. So the diffraction of waves, he has seen something. I will tell in a simple way about light diffraction. See, when I kept a pen and there is light source, still the shadow is not a thick shadow. This is not a dark shadow, because the light traveling in waves, and light was leaking behind the pen, because light was traveling like a wave. So it leaked behind the pen, so there is no dark shadow. So this is the simplest experiment to prove diffraction of light. Okay, he given a mathematical solution to the diffraction of light at the age of 13. Okay, then what happened next is, within 1 year he completed his masters and he became a master's candidate. Okay, he completed masters, that's it. By the age of 17, he became assistant professor in Madras University. He is an assistant professor by the age of 17 and teaching advanced physics to 40 years old students. He's 17 years and his students are 40 years old. So that is very smart actually. This person is very smart. By seeing his capabilities, they kept a new institute called Indian Science Institute, IAS or something, Indian Science Institute. Okay, Science Academy, ISA, Indian Science Academy. And the only person who is suitable for this institute head is this scientist. But the problem with this scientist is, he already became popular with his diffraction studies among physicists, but he is not a he's not yet completed his PhD. So people are very jealous and they didn't give PhD to him. But eventually he got DSc. Only very few scientists got DSc degree. DSc is bigger than, no, it is bigger than PhD. Doctorate in science. Actually, our Sunil sir, he was working on DSc now. He's working to get a DSc from Madras University. Anyway, in India currently there are only 700 people with DSc. So DSc is very high degree. Anyway, he got DSc. Then, meanwhile, during his DSc studies, one of his professors sent him to England. And the story of England is very interesting. He is going to the voyage to England on a boat, okay, on a ship. During this voyage, he observed something very interesting. At that time, there is a scientist called Rayleigh, okay, R-E-I-L-I-G-H, something Rayleigh. This scientist has worked on why sky is blue and why sunset is in orange. This scientist said that light rays will scatter and it diffracted and a blue color came. Okay, so this is already established fact. It is scientifically established fact. But Rayleigh also made a mistake. He said this is the same phenomenon happens to the sea water. That's why sea water, the depth of the water, the higher the depth of the sea water, the darker the blue shade the sea water has. The blue shade of sea water is contribute, just like a sky, water has same scattering effect, and that is what Rayleigh said and all scientists agree. Okay, this is one proven fact. At this time, when our scientists were roaming through the ocean, he observed a peculiar phenomenon. He saw that the ocean water is not blue as Rayleigh stated. Rather than ocean water has a slight cyan color. I will show here. Cyan color, okay. 1 second. Yeah, that is cyan color. So that's why I kept ocean there. Okay. So he said that this color is not possible with the Rayleigh phenomenon. So Rayleigh might be wrong. By that time, keep in mind, Rayleigh is a very big scientist with 60-year-old experience in physics, and he started writing a paper stating, I assume Rayleigh is wrong and his theory is wrong. Everyone will get angry actually, okay? It is controversial now. But he proved that there is another phenomenon where light exhibiting some other diffraction properties, and he started working on it for next 10 years. Okay, then what he did is really interesting. He proved it actually. The cyan color possible because of his scattering effect, and he took 10 years to prove it on paper. And what happened is really interesting. He took a material, he kept a one wavelength of light, maybe blue light, and this material gave expected red light plus some orange light. And no one knows why orange coming. What is the reason of orange light? We expected red, but why there is orange? So when you took a graph, there is some stalk lines, spectral lines, there will be some lines, and he observed some stalk lines. Okay, so this is very important. With this groundbreaking thing, he started working on a theory to prove it, and that is February 28th. On February 28th, he started working on this theory, and he got results by the evening. Around 8 p.m. he got results that he is right. There is some unknown phenomenon, and no one has seen this phenomenon. At this time, 1927, a scientist working on X-ray diffraction got Nobel Prize. But that is X-rays, and he is working on a visible light, and even he also discovered something equivalent to X-rays discovery. So he is very sure that he will get a Nobel Prize. It is a Nobel Prize worthy contribution. Okay, then what happened? On February 28th he discovered, then immediately after discovering, the next day he published his results. He immediately sent a 3-paragraph statement to the Royal Society indicating that he saw something. That means he sent an abstract, not full paper. And he stated this in the next day morning, that is 29th February 1927. Okay, keep in mind, immediately he became famous everywhere. This phenomenon is something no one has discovered, and this scattering is called as Raman effect. Raman effect. It has a groundbreaking, today this machine is possible because of Raman effect. This machine sending light to the cell and cell emitting other source of light, and difference between incidental, B's Lamar's law or flow cytometric methods are possible by understanding Raman's effect. We understood the tissue, molecules, shape, sizes, properties by Raman effect. So Raman effect is groundbreaking. Okay. Keep in mind, there is one more interesting thing I want to share. This is a leap year, 29. Okay. February 29 is a leap year in 1927. Leap year happens every 4 years, and today's date is 29th February. So today is also a leap year. So we understood.
Leap year is in 1927 leap year. Also divided into
you just check it. I need to cross verify. Not
26.
He discovered. I think 26. He discovered this in a leap year. I saw in Wikipedia. Actually, I was surprised. Anyway, we are sharing a news of leap year with leap year contribution. Okay. See, that's why in India, February. Okay, he is the first scientist to get Nobel Prize in science in India. So this day, the day when he discovered this phenomenon, is acted as a National Science Day in India, and that is why we celebrated National Science Day yesterday. You got the point why we are celebrating National Science Day? This is to tribute to Raman effect. Actually, that is not 29. Actually, 29 is the announcement day. Actual discovery happened on 28 only. Even if it is on 29, we don't have option. We need to celebrate every year, right? So there might be something happening behind the scenes. Anyway, so yeah, on leap year we discovered Raman effect. Raman effect is so groundbreaking in physics actually. Okay, the modern medicine possible because of Raman effect, right? So very big scientist. I really admire him. Then something really interesting I understood after seeing his Wikipedia. Okay, he was very sure that yes, I got it. On 27 he went to Royal Society. Okay, his advocatus. He was nominated in Nobel Prize, and his advocatus are Rutherford. Okay, Lord Rutherford. He is the big scientist in atom discovery. Okay, Lord Rutherford recommended him to get a Nobel Prize. So he's very happy. He went to Britain, but unfortunately they didn't give Nobel Prize to Raman. But still, Raman was hopeful because they given a Nobel Prize to another physicist who is also working on similar fields on light. Okay, then he was pretty sure that he will get Nobel Prize in 1930. He booked a ticket 6 months earlier to the Britain. He went 2 months before Britain, and on the day of Nobel Prize, you know what happened? He was nominated, he awarded a Nobel laureate. He became a Nobel Prize winner on 1930. And I was so fortunate to know that, on this year in physics, Nobel Prize was given to C.V. Raman, and in chemistry, Nobel Prize was given to Fisher. You know what is the contributions of Fisher? Fisher is the scientist who came to know the structure of hemoglobin, the iron ring, porphyrin and iron molecules in the hemoglobin. So today we are studying iron molecules, right? Hemoglobin structure. The red color of hemoglobin is because of Fisher. So Fisher got admitted, and who is the third one in medicine? The Nobel Prize in medicine was awarded to Karl Landsteiner. So he was sharing Nobel Prize, on a podium with biggest scientist in the history. And I was surprised. I will show you the photo of his Nobel Award day. I kept here. I just downloaded in front of you actually. See, this is C.V. Raman with Fisher, who discovered hemoglobin structure, and he is Karl Landsteiner. So C.V. Raman sharing, this is a establishment of Raman's, contributions in field of science. With this spirit we should also study like that, okay? See, these things only happen because of passion. He need not to study actually. He is already a wealthy family. He can happily roam here and there, right? But he was working on something, and that's what I used to feel. You identify a problem and work on only that problem. That's it. You will get excelled in it. You will get the answers of that particular mystery. If you are exploring multiple things, you won't achieve anything. Try to have a single target rather than multiple targets. That's what I was trying to say. If you have only one problem, you can solve it. If you think to solve multiple problems, you can't do anything. Try to stay focused. Maybe how I can say in case of you, maybe you just go with one favorite subject. Try to learn more in that subject, and other subjects getting pass marks is fine. But try to focus on one area. GPs. Oh. Anyway, that is also good. GP is also good. Yes. Anyway, thankfully, Mr. Raman, Dr. Raman has lived up to the age of 82, and he was passed away in his lab when he is working. Okay. Actually, he got heart attack when he is working in his lab. So he was admitted in the hospital, and he is the director of Indian Science Institute, and that is the same institute responsible for yesterday's event. Okay, if you see CU logo, parallelly there is IAS, Indian Science Academy. It is there. Anyway, the idea is, you confused me. Yeah, during his deathbed, the doctor said you will die in 2 days, and what he did, he said, I don't want to be in hospital. Take me to my office. And he was in his office on his bed, and he called all his staff, and he said, please continue the journals, please continue publishing qualitative research, not for fame, but rather than quality in research. And what he said is another really interesting thing. He said he don't want any special privileges from Indian government, and he said he need a simple death ceremony. He wants to die simple. And he is also a very strong atheist. He don't believe in God. Of course, when you enlighten with science, you won't believe in God anyway. He wanted simplest rituals actually. Yeah. That is the man of simplicity. At the end of the day, his net income, his bank balance is less than 1 lakh at that time. That means very minimal lifestyle, even though his parents are wealthy. So, that means money is not the answer. There is something beyond money to get the happiness. Recently, I had one conversation with one faculty. He's very wealthy actually. They have 4 rice mills. I don't want to reveal the name. But he's working hard here. He's a HOD. Then what happened? Why are you doing all these things? Then he said, he said one answer. I was peace. He said, I want a mental peace. I need a satisfaction. That satisfaction comes with mental peace. So when he is working here, he is feeling peaceful. But once he is there in the home, he is not getting that satisfaction. So try to, focus on what your area of peace and your area of satisfaction. Maybe you might have different approaches, right? So try to identify it and work on it. Then you will. Personally, I will say one thing. More than medical technology, I love teaching. My grandfather, my mother's father, most of we are from teaching background. And there is one saying from my grandmother. She used to say, these are the words used to say by my grandfather. He is a high school headmaster. He used to say one thing. Teaching is the simplest and highly respected profession across the world. Simplest because you need not to carry any heavy weights, and I don't know how to say in Telugu, he said in Telugu, the food in the stomach, your stomach will be cool and you can sit cool, you can sit cool and you can achieve cool. So there is a saying in Telugu, yes. So that means your stomach you will be satisfied by everything, and you will have reputation, you will have everything. Yeah. Keep in mind, That only possible with passion, dedication, and responsibility of his profession. And I really believe in those principles. You know, just be standing here and doing dictatorship is not teaching actually. Yeah. So try to find your passion, try to find your area of excellence and work on it. That's it. Thank you very much. This is what we can take from CB Raman.